Family's everything. But my kids, to my children, I'm nobody. But that night they're gonna find out their father's very special.
Mike Tyson finally opens up about his boxing future, and let me tell you, it's a shocker. After his last fight, he was all, "I'm done, I'm expired, I can't hang with these young guys anymore." Fast forward to today, and suddenly he's singing a different tune. Maybe it's because someone tossed a cool $700 million on the table for a rematch?
Now, His Excellency Turkey al-Sheikh, he wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million.
I mean, if you're already getting paid for looking tired in the ring, why not get paid to knock out Jake Paul for a little extra cash? So the real answer to Tyson's career is all right here. So stay tuned or miss out on the juiciest gossip. But here's the thing. Half of the boxing world could really not care less about Mike Tyson these days. And honestly, they've got their reasons. That whole Jake Paul fight had people talking, but not for the reasons anyone expected.
But he got you with a couple punches. How did they feel?
Nothing. Didn't feel a thing, to be honest.
Bro, you cap.
I'm literally being honest, bro.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Bro, your head is so big.
It didn't hurt. Like, he didn't really land anything.
No, because your head is,
Like,
I just
even
tell you,
the
you
one
can just
he
take
landed-
impact like crazy.
Even the one he landed, I saw it coming and I went like this. And it like,
Your beard throws people off. I don't think they know where your chin is. I don't even know where your chin is.
You don't.
And I've known you for like your whole life, and I forgot where it is in there.
you can't tell. Try and guess where it's at.
I couldn't even begin. I can't tell if it's like a shallow chin, or like, is your chin like, are you crimson chin?
My chin is right here.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
It's right there.
I don't know. I also don't know how you got that beard, bro. Like the Jake Paul I know, Jake, is the one dancing to the Carly Rae Jepsen "Call
I
Me
need
Maybe"
to post
song.
that.
Like the meme
need
that
to
went
post
viral.
that.
This is the guy that's fighting Mike Tyson, and it's like a 16-year-old you like dancing in your room. I remember when
You'd think it'd be this big spectacle of a legendary fighter stepping into the ring with a YouTube star, but instead, it felt more like a clumsy cash grab. From the moment the bell rang, fans were like, "Wait, what is this?" Tyson, a man who was once feared for his brutal knockout power, looked more like he was fighting through molasses. He was so sluggish, it had everyone screaming, "This is rigged." He didn't even seem remotely interested in landing the knockout punch that everyone was waiting for. So, was he holding back? Or did he just not care anymore? And the whole exhibition thing was the perfect excuse to collect a check.
it's funny because you know what's so shitty is like we've been doing
Mike
my mic.
is shitty.
Yeah.
Oh, no, keep going.
Let's not kid ourselves. Tyson didn't need to hold back for a second. The man was a straight-up monster in his prime. He could have knocked Jake out in the first round with his eyes closed, but here he was, dragging out a fight that looked more like a sparring session than a professional bout. Instead of showing the world he still had it, Tyson turned the ring into a snooze fest.
It was fights, I'm not gonna mention no more. There was fights I had with an opponent that knows it fight me and the referee. It was fights like that. That's just how it went. People are bent, odd. They got a hold of the referee. They fighting me and the referee. I don't know. The guy don't even know. Did I find out later what's going on?
The whole thing was more about making money than about the sport itself. And Tyson's rep? Yeah, that took a hit. But hey, the cash kept rolling in. Fans were left thinking, is this really the same Tyson who used to be feared in the ring? Or is this just another washed-up legend cashing in on nostalgia? And then there's Jake Paul, the guy who built his entire career on drama, not actual boxing skill. Watching him in the ring with Tyson felt less like a fight and more like a circus act. Jake's not out there for the love of the sport. He's out there to rack up followers, get the clicks, and stay relevant. Tyson? He was just another pawn in Jake's game of staying in the headlines. The whole thing was just an elaborate stunt to keep both of their names in the media.
Tonight, obviously, the first two fights that I saw were great, and then the Mike Tyson would happen, and I was hoping that he would, punch him once and then knock that stupid idiot Paul brother out. And now I'm watching all these videos, and his speech that he gave at the end, where he's like, I knew I didn't have the guts, I knew I couldn't do it, but I'm just doing this to pay my bills for my family.
Fans? Yeah, they were calling it a sideshow, not an actual fight. And let's be honest, Tyson played right along. Instead of proving he still had the knockout power we all remembered, he helped Jake maintain the illusion of being a legit fighter. It begs the question, did Tyson get so cozy with the paycheck that he forgot what made him a legend in the first place? Now, let's take a trip down memory lane. Tyson's official boxing career didn't end the moment he stepped into that ring with Jake Paul. If we're being real, his professional career ended long before that exhibition. Tyson had already been talking about retirement for years. He wasn't passionate about boxing anymore. He was just trying to cash in on the nostalgia. When the money's right, who's gonna walk away? So that whole Jake Paul fight? It wasn't about his love for the sport. It was about grabbing that sweet, sweet paycheck. Nothing more, nothing less.
Tyson biting his glove. The reason he was doing this was to remind himself not to throw punches and let Jake control the pace.
And seriously, Tyson's whole retirement speech? Come on, it was dripping with irony. He talked about his career ending like it was some noble, historic moment. But then, here he is, crawling back for another comeback to fight Jake Paul. Nobody asked for it, but here we are. This whole final fight narrative? Yeah, that was just a clever marketing move to pull in the last bit of hype and cash. Tyson claimed this was it, but we all knew this was just another payday dressed up in sentimental BS. Here's the kicker, though. Tyson's career had already been over for years before that fight. The Jake Paul showdown? It was a sideshow, plain and simple. The hype around it? Just a setup for bigger paydays. Tyson's legacy, once legendary, was slowly fading. And instead of trying to preserve it, he just kept making questionable decisions that made us all wonder if he'd forgotten what he stood for.
Landing some big shots and knocking Jake around the ring. But that changed when Paul clenched with Tyson. It's alleged he whispered into Tyson's ear to cool it, and the message was confirmed received by Tyson with the affirming tap on the back. After that moment, Tyson became a stick in the mud.
The truth? Tyson didn't end his career with the Jake Paul fight. It had been over long before that. Now it's all about clinging to that legacy while cashing in on whatever's left. And Mike Tyson turning down a $700 million rematch with Jake Paul? Yeah, you heard that right. A guy who once made people tremble just by walking into a ring now decides he's expired and doesn't need a cash infusion that could pay off entire countries. But let's break this down, because there's no way that was a smart decision.